Fans of Dead or Alive have been waiting for years for news about the continuation of this legendary fighting game series, especially after Dead or Alive 6, which was released in 2019, received various criticisms and left many questions about the game's future. Hopes for Dead or Alive 7 grew stronger when rumors surfaced that Koei Tecmo was working on a major project believed to be the next iteration of the main series. However, instead of the long-awaited announcement about the future of this iconic fighting game, fans were shocked by the reveal of Dead or Alive Vacation Prism, a spin-off that focuses more on entertainment and fan service elements rather than intense battles in the arena. This decision immediately sparked mixed reactions within the community, with many expressing disappointment and questioning the direction Koei Tecmo is taking with the Dead or Alive franchise. Previously, I also discussed why Koei Tecmo chose to release Vacation Prism instead of Dead or Alive 7. And some of my viewers also expressed their disappointment with the decision. Koei Tecmo's decision to focus more on Dead or Alive Vacation Prism rather than immediately developing Dead or Alive 7 is not without reason. One of the biggest suspected factors behind this choice is financial gain. Looking at its track record, the Dead or Alive Extreme series, which focuses more on fan service and mini-games, has consistently performed well in terms of sales, mainly due to its gacha-based monetization system and costume DLCs. This is evident from the success of Dead or Alive Extreme Venus Vacation, which, being a fighting game, managed to generate high revenue through its free-to-play model with microtransactions. On the other hand, Dead or Alive 6 faced several issues, one of the biggest being the harsh criticism of its aggressive monetization system. The expensive character costume DLCs, combined with a controversial color customization system that required additional purchases, frustrated many players. As a result, even though DOA 6 still had a loyal fan base, the negative response from the community prevented it from achieving the financial success Koei Tecmo had hoped for. Given this situation, it makes sense for the company to prioritize DOA Vacation Prism, which offers greater profit potential with lower risks. Unlike a mainline fighting game, which requires character balancing, complex combat mechanics, and strong esports support, a spin-off like Vacation Prism is easier to develop and can continuously generate revenue through character DLCs, gacha events, and paid cosmetics. Looking at current gaming industry trends, many companies are shifting towards long-term, more profitable business models, especially those based on live service monetization. It is possible that Koei Tecmo sees DOA Vacation Prism as the safer and more lucrative choice for now, rather than taking a major financial risk by jumping straight into developing Dead or Alive 7. But does this mean DOA 7 will never happen? That remains a big question, one that only time can answer. There is an interesting speculation circulating among fans and the gaming community. Some sources claim that Dead or Alive Vacation Prism is not just an ordinary spin-off project focused solely on lighthearted entertainment and fan service, but rather a test bed for a new engine that will eventually be used in the development of Dead or Alive 7. If this speculation is true, then Koei Tecmo's decision to release Vacation Prism might be a strategic move to test new technology, such as improved animation quality, more detailed character models, more realistic lighting effects, and a more dynamic physics system, before fully implementing them in the main series. This is not uncommon in the gaming industry, where developers sometimes release smaller-scale games as a testing ground before launching a bigger project. In other words, Dead or Alive Vacation Prism might not just be a casual game aimed at fan service lovers, but rather an experimental tool for Team Ninja to see how far their technology can perform in real-time conditions. If this is true, then there is hope that Dead or Alive 7 is indeed in the planning stage, and the game's development could possibly begin after all the technical tests from Vacation Prism have been evaluated. However, without an official confirmation from Koei Tecmo, this remains just a theory, although not an entirely impossible one. From a visual standpoint, there is a noticeable improvement between Dead or Alive Vacation Prism and the previous games in the Extreme subseries, such as Dead or Alive Extreme Venus Vacation. Character details now appear smoother, with more realistic skin textures, dynamic lighting effects, and more natural shading, making the character models look more lifelike compared to the previous versions. Additionally, the animation quality has also improved, with smoother transitions and more detailed facial expressions, giving the impression that Koei Tecmo has truly upgraded its technology in this project. These changes could indicate that Dead or Alive Vacation Prism is not just another spin-off, but rather part of an experiment to develop and test a new game engine that might be used for Dead or Alive 7. The adoption of a more modern engine would have a significant impact on DOA 7's visual quality and gameplay, especially if Koei Tecmo wants to compete with other fighting games that have already adopted advanced technology, such as Tekken 8 and Street Fighter 6. If Vacation Prism is truly a technical test for a bigger project, then there is a real possibility that Dead or Alive 7 is currently in the planning stage, even if it has not been officially announced. Some industry insiders have also mentioned that Team Ninja is still in the exploratory phase for Dead or Alive 7. Even though Koei Tecmo has not made any official announcements, the project could still be in its early planning stage and has not yet entered full production. With Vacation Prism, Koei Tecmo might be conducting technical trials for several crucial aspects of DOA 7's development. If this speculation is true, then there is hope that Dead or Alive 7 is still on Koei Tecmo's radar and has not been abandoned entirely. In fact, it could mean that they are preparing something bigger and more ambitious to bring the series back into the modern fighting game scene. However, until there is an official confirmation, all of this remains just a theory, an interesting one to keep an eye on. The question now is, does this mean Dead or Alive 7 will never happen? The answer? Not necessarily. Although Koei Tecmo has chosen to focus on developing Dead or Alive Vacation Prism for now, this doesn't mean they have completely abandoned the main DOA series. In fact, there's a possibility that Vacation Prism could serve as a bridge for the continuation of Dead or Alive 7 in the future. If DOA Vacation Prism becomes a financial success, Koei Tecmo could use the profits to fund the development of DOA 7. This is not an unusual strategy in the gaming industry. Many companies use live service games as a stable source of revenue to support larger and more complex projects. In this case, Vacation Prism could generate revenue through gacha events, DLC characters, and paid cosmetics, which could later be allocated to an ambitious DOA 7 project. Moreover, if Vacation Prism is running on a new engine, there's a strong possibility that Koei Tecmo and Team Ninja are testing new technology before fully implementing it into a main fighting game. In other words, if Vacation Prism succeeds, then Dead or Alive 7 could be closer to becoming a reality. However, this all depends on how well Vacation Prism is received by the market, and whether Koei Tecmo still sees Dead or Alive as a viable competitive fighting game franchise. They see a big opportunity, then DOA 7 isn't just a dream, it could become a reality in the next few years. So, what do you think? Do you believe Dead or Alive 7 is currently in development by Team Ninja, or do you think it will never happen? Leave your answer in the comments. Thanks for watching until the end, and see you in the next video.